Just a heads up, this current segment that you guys are currently viewing right now is going to feature some commentary about my personal life. Just letting you guys all know. What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy. Right now, I'm out in the boonies of Florida right now, but if you want to know exactly where I'm at Lehigh Acres. This was a place I visited a long time ago, way back in 2017, when I was worried about becoming homeless, and this one person I met off of Facebook sent me a bus ticket here so I could come visit him. And let's just say it didn't exactly go so well. Could have been a lot worse, but wasn't too bad. Lehigh Acres is actually really nice. I just wanted to show you a little bit of it, but there's not much to show because there's barely anything here. It's a really nice, quiet residential area. There's only one reason why I don't want to live here. Since this place is in southern Florida has really low elevation, by sea level, so if a really powerful hurricane ever came, storm surge would flow all the way over to here. And that was shocking to me because we're so far away from the shoreline here, but because the elevation is so low, the scientists predict that the storm surge would actually flood and flow all the way over here. So that freaked me out. I didn't know that the storm surge was that powerful down in southern Florida, but it's because of the low elevation. I even remember when I was talking to one of my friends and I pointed on a map that I wanted to live somewhere around Lehigh Acres, and he told me, oh, well, you'll get washed away if you live down there if you're worried about hurricanes and storm surge. It's creepy. This is also near the area where Hurricane Irma made landfall back in year 2017. I wonder exactly what happened here during Hurricane Irma, but I'm not exactly sure. I believe it made landfall more near the area of Naples, really. It's honestly a bit creepy out here. I'm not going to be out here for very long because I hear stuff crawling around in the woods, and I've heard that there's jaguars and wild bears here, and I believe I heard a rattlesnake somewhere. It's not near me at all. But I just wanted to show you guys around because while I was down here, I didn't want to stay up in the house all day, so I was like walking around and walking these streets and everything. And I wasn't creeped out then, but then again, I wasn't talking out loud, so any jaguar or puma or bear could hear me. But I don't think bears would attack a 6'3" human at all, but you never know if they're hungry enough. Or alligators, but I'm not really near a creek or a lagoon at all, or a stream, because I saw quite a bit of those while me and my adoptive parents were driving through here. But yeah, just wanted to show you around the area. And another thing is, people always talk about how Lehigh Acres is unsafe and how it's a really bad area and there's a lot of criminals here and everything. I don't know why they always say that, because there's hardly anything here in the first place. There was one story of this 13-year-old girl who stole a stole a delivery car. She stole the delivery car so she could go visit her boyfriend, and she got in trouble for it, but that's the only thing I heard of Lehigh Acres. I still have a very eerie feeling of being back here. Really eerie feeling. Like I'm in one of my Sims 2 slasher films. I just hope Jason, Freddy, or Ghostface don't jump out right now. I really shouldn't jinx it. But it's funny because I remember when I was walking around here, that song Carnival by Natalie Merchant kept playing in my head over and over again, and I kept thinking of Eileen Wuornos, and I thought I would run into the ghost of Eileen Wuornos, but I don't think Eileen Wuornos hung out around here at all. I heard that she hung out near Daytona Beach, really. But Daytona Beach is way too crowded and too close to the water, so I wouldn't want to live there either. Okay, so I'm not in Lehigh Acres anymore, but I am at this bus station in Fort Myers. It's a city near Lehigh Acres. This is where I got off the Greyhound all the way from Milwaukee back in February of 2017. The person I was going to visit told me to make sure that the bus doesn't come at night because he was worried that some bad stuff would happen, but if you look right behind me, there's a whole police station and SWAT team right behind me, so I'm not sure what he was so worried about, really. I don't know why, but a car over there keeps honking for some reason. They aren't honking at me, though. In all honesty, that whole situation back in February of 2017, like, me and that guy just didn't get along, really. Let's just say we didn't get along. I'll just leave it at that. But he was being a bit rude, but I was also being a bit rude also. But I was only 21 years old back then, not quite as smart as I am now, I guess, but whatever. There was also this creepy couple who told me that I should stay in Florida and come live with them. And I was like, hell no, I gotta get back to Wisconsin. I don't know what you guys are gonna do. Seriously. My adoptive mom actually thinks that this bus station is beautiful, and it is beautiful. It reminds me of something from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But as I said, I don't really want to explain that whole situation back in February of 2017 all over again. I'll probably type an article about it on my Wikipedia site because you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about right now. But it's creepy being back in this city because this is where Hurricane Irma hit. I remember seeing the surveillance footage for that and it looked pretty scary. Not the place you want to be during a hurricane. Lehigh Acres does seem like an awesome place to hide out from a zombie apocalypse, but you better hope that a hurricane doesn't hit, a powerful one, otherwise it'll be affected by storm surge. But during a zombie apocalypse, I'm not sure if that matters, just some wind and water, but still, it's creepy. In the future, I actually plan on making a whole episode of Joe Winko talk of my experience riding Greyhound from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all the way down here to Fort Myers, Florida. It wasn't too bad, actually. It was actually kind of fun, but I should have been more prepared for it. Should have brought some hand sanitizer and one of those masks to put on my face because there are a lot of people coughing on the bus, and I ended up catching a cold. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. During my 2017 trip down to Florida, I caught a cold because there are a lot of people coughing on the Greyhound bus. And I also should have used a different suitcase, one that actually rolls, and I also should have figured out how to get the checked baggage so I didn't have to be sitting up in my seat with all my luggage crammed all against me for the 56 or 70 hours I was on the bus for. Well, it wasn't 70 hours. That would be if I was going from California from Wisconsin. I was going from Wisconsin to Florida, so I think it was roughly 50 hours, I guess. I'll have that typed on the screen somewhere. It was a lot of fun, but I would much rather take a long road trip instead of a Greyhound bus ride any day. But I still prefer Greyhound over airplanes, because as you all know, I hate flying on airplanes, and I actually did a whole episode of Joe Winko talk about that. I remember waiting here for hours because the person who I came down to visit, I was so tired of being there that I just wanted to go home. My bus didn't leave till 3 p.m., but I had him drop me off here at 7 a.m. So I just waited here the whole entire time. And I was typing on Facebook how badly I wanted to go home. Wow. And you know, it sucks because I hated Wisconsin and I hated that apartment that I was living in, but I was so eager to get back to it because I had such a semi-miserable time down here. But it wasn't that miserable. It was fun, but still, I needed to get away. It wasn't a good situation for me. So I hope you guys all liked my video of me in Lehigh Acres. It wasn't really that long at all, but to be completely honest, there wasn't really much stuff to show here, really. Most of Lehigh Acres is not very developed and not very populated, in my opinion at least. That is my kind of town. I don't like being in a town where there's too many people. Just the only thing is that the elevation's too low, and if a really bad hurricane hit, all of this would be underwater because of the storm surge, because southern Florida has such a low elevation. But it was fun visiting here back in February of 2017. Even though the circumstances of that whole trip weren't too well, I was still happy to get away from Wisconsin back then, to get away from the cold and everything, and to enjoy the 80-degree weather in February. That was always fun. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Do you guys have any memories of Lehigh Acres? Have you ever been to Lehigh Acres? Have you ever lived in Lehigh Acres? Please comment and share your thoughts. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.